What's going on? Move the Mouse here, back in City Skylines, the town of Plainville, episode number, let me double check, 8. Episode number 8. It's been a week. Hopefully you had a good Thanksgiving if you're in the US. Hopefully you had a good weekend, a good Thursday last week. I did some Among Us hide and seek footage on Friday. If you didn't see it, it's an 18 plus video, so that might be why. If you're one of the younger members of the audience. Let me turn my notifications off here, or at least set them to vibrate. So you may have noticed in the intro cinematics, I moved the university and let that area that we built in the last episode zone in. So basically this, I had quickly assembled some streets and zoned some stuff, and I let all that fill out. What I did then that was a little different, so I'll just show you this real quick. Previously, the university was on its own exit on this roundabout. Now, this connects through the center of this zone, and I split the university off right here, kind of off on its own little campus area. Crammed the park in there, crammed the university. When we fill that in with some trees, it'll look nice. I've also got a basic bus route that connects here and the main street in this area, which is very heavily trafficked. We got to do something about that maybe today, and gets them connected back up to the bus lines here. So let's take a look at what we unlocked, because we did unlock 32,000 by letting all those people move in. I think we took out our third loan. We do have solar power plant as an option, but it doesn't make power at night, so it kind of stinks, because that's when people use more electricity anyways. It doesn't have any way of storing it. The Green Cities DLC, the solar updraft tower, is a solar plant that also has batteries, so it can maintain charge at night. A little bit more effective. So here, let's see. We've unlocked an area. We've unlocked harbor and cargo harbor, and we can hook those in. I checked real quick. So we could do a harbor, say here. See, that'll hook into that line. Same thing with a cargo harbor. That's cargo hub. Right, we can do the same thing with these. As long as it can see that line of the shipping route, we're good to go. So maybe we can do some of that today. And I think what we might do is buy this tile so we can work more on the trains here. We can change that interchange. And maybe we can put some of our industry up here on the other side of the river. That's radio. So we're going to buy this one. We're also going to buy, I'm pretty sure down here, and I think we'll buy up here. So I don't know that we'll buy this one. Maybe we'll buy one of these two and make it a little funky. Maybe we'll just do a square and build within the space, but we'll definitely take this one so that we can get something going over here. Change this around a bit and at least hook in some cargo options. So we'll come back to that in a moment though. Let's kind of see where everything's at in our city, because it's been a while, and I think that's a really important thing that you need to do as a mayor from time to time, DLC or not, mods or not, if you want your city to function effectively and not just be kind of eye candy. We've got to look and troubleshoot some of these things. So let's have a quick look through everything. Electricity, we're good for a little bit. Budget wise, everything's at 100%. So we haven't been micromanaging these. If we're making more electricity than we need, we can always turn down a certain city service, but I'm going to leave it as is, just so we don't have to come in here and micromanage too much. Water wise, we're going to need another sewage treatment plant soon. It looks like we can get one more right here. May as well throw that in while we're at it. Snap that to the existing water structure that we've got under there, and then we just need to extend our pipes. Can we do that? It's a little weird. I'll go to the node if it'll let me. You don't usually see it curve pipes like that, but we'll take it. Okay, so that'll get that all hooked up. We'll go back into info views. If we play 3 times speed, that should light up a little quicker. Right? There we go. And that should knock our treatment up quite a bit. We'll leave it on 3 times so we can make some money in the background. It'll also cause some problems to happen, and fires most likely. I keep coming back to look at the dump, but we're not there yet. Let's talk about fire safety, actually. And let's look at this. This is really bad over here. So let's come into this street right here, I think would be good. I'm gonna put it right there. I'm guessing police coverage is going to be equally bad over in this part of town. I mean, it's not great, but we could just throw something across the street for the heck of it. So at least from a fire safety coverage perspective, right, we can get to most of the buildings pretty quick. It's a little slow coming out here. All right, it's a little, these are just higher risk buildings in industry, but the fire department's pretty close. Crime wise, good coverage. Detained criminals were about half capacity right there, or just about half capacity. Which is the same as saying right about at half capacity, so I don't know why I felt the need to correct myself with another way to say that. Let's take a quick look at healthcare. So we've got relatively healthy people, got a decent number of sick people, and it looks like it's all noise sickness. So we got to make sure that that hospital is providing good coverage to the area. Maybe so that that one is not stretched so thin, we can do one along this segment. How does this take up the whole block? That's kind of perfect. Let's move out those two. And I don't think we need this power spread anymore. That was for the parks when there was no zoning here. Did this remember that it was zoned as soon as I undid that? No, we don't need people moving immediately in on the park. All right, back in here. Let's look at death care coverage. I dropped in an additional cemetery over here in this little pocket that hadn't been built up yet to provide some help to this side. And then we've got one tucked in over here in the side of this residential. You can see it doesn't have the best coverage on the streets immediately out here because of how that's hooked in. If it becomes an issue, we could always extend this. It's basically connecting into a one-way, so it's not going to cause a lot of traffic if we do have an extra intersection there. Now, something that we're definitely slacking on is childcare. Did I put two childcare centers that close together? That is wasting that overlap. Let's drop a new one in and see where we can be as effective with less overlap. So that actually looks pretty good, kind of right in the center there. Let's do that right across the street from the park. We'll let that other stuff move back in. Can we tuck in right here another senior center? And then we'll have a couple small apartment buildings move in on the back side of that. That's totally fine. So do we drop one more in up here? I think that we do. Can we get it? Oh, that'd be awesome if we could get it right there. We do have kind of this spacer block that we provided where we can cram some of this stuff in. Is that too much overlap? No, that would be good if we got that here too. We're gonna have to rebuild some of the stuff on the other side of the street, slightly smaller variants of those buildings. But we've got enough demand where those are gonna fill right back in, so that's totally fine. So we're really kind of oversaturated on childcare and elder care for right now, so we won't touch that for a while. But let's look at education. Why do I keep hitting the wrong button? Elementary wise, we are in the red and we don't have anything over here. So let's get at least two over here. I think that we need it. So let's get one there. Can we get one down here, maybe on this corner? We've got, what, 4 around that area. Everyone's well educated over there, though, so I don't know exactly. Where are we going to get more pockets? I guess, right, we're going to get more residential in this area. We're going to be moving in more along here. So maybe working on that presumption, we could throw one over on this side, just while we have it out. High school wise, we're also in the red. This one we should be good to drop just one in somewhere over here. Can we get it on the same block as the elementary? And then let's just make sure there's nothing zoned, like a single building that's going to move in right there. No, we're good. So high school, we're in the green. Only time will tell. We'll have to keep an eye on how it actually covers. You can see most people are educated here. Some of them don't have high school education. They all have, I was going to say they all have elementary education, not this. Maybe, and then it could just be somebody that just moved in or was just born. Wow, they put that out. I was going to say they put that out so fast, but it hadn't ignited yet. That's how quick we got here. All right, so not too bad. Good coverage. Uneventful. Let's get back into info views. Education, high school stretch, universities got good coverage. And then we don't have any public libraries just yet. So where are we at? 4% unemployment. That's pretty good. Relatively happy. I'm always lagging behind in commercial happiness. Let me know your thoughts on improving that down below. Maybe more unique buildings and tourist draws, things like that. Land value wise, we're doing really good. Like where people live, you know, spreading that residential kind of all over helps a lot. You get pockets of commercial that are really noisy, and that reduces the land value. Same thing with pollution. Pollution absolutely destroys it. So keep that stuff pretty contained. Spread your residential out. Makes it so people don't have to travel that far to get to work, to get to shopping, to support those businesses. And ultimately helps a little bit. You can see like the commercial over here isn't in the blue because it's getting that push over the edge from the residential area nearby. And same sort of thing here, but when you have a dedicated commercial pocket, it's middle of the road. It's not bad, but it's not as good as it could be. So we'll keep spreading in residential neighborhoods. In fact, we may fill this in today, or maybe we do some thin neighborhoods just to kind of help over here a little bit. Got a bunch of comments that they're just, you know, we do want to get transport over here, but it eventually works itself out. And you can see these areas are filled in. We don't have abandonment, but we do have, you know, enough employees and things like that. They're not complaining about workers. We're getting some of those cropping up here and there. This is the educated workers complaint. You see the tie there and the dress shirt. Where were we info views wise? So land value, parks and unique buildings and things like that. Let's see what we haven't dropped in yet. So did we drop in everything level 1? We did. Everything level 2. So maybe today we drop in our level 3s, our next residential pocket. And I think that would be a good place to finish things up. But where do we kind of get this stuff in, right? Where we're providing happiness, but not necessarily impacting the... Can we cram it in there? If we get rid of that street that I still haven't done. Hang on a second. This is top priority. We need to do this right now. So Brook Park was supposed to be a leisure focus. So if we go over to our district tools, take a look at that district right there, and we go over to commercial specializations. We'd already done a tourist specialization on the main street, and that does cause noise pollution, but it attracts tourists. You get things like hotels and the really tall buildings that we see here. I think they're some of the tallest except for fully upgraded offices and some of the other uniques that we see over there. But right here, we want to do a leisure specialization. So also causes noise pollution. This one's 24/7. So you get things like nightclubs and stuff like that. There's an arcade. Let's stamp that specialization down. It's going to move these people out. Let's also zone this side of the street. So I want to make sure it's not zoning against the university there. Do we connect this road? It's a really heavily trafficked road. I don't know if I want people cutting through or if we're okay just connecting a simple pedestrian path. Let's do that for now. To get those zones a little bit more connected. So let's throw the, what is this, the Grand Mall? We'll throw the Grand Mall right there for now. Kind of on this central little triangle sort of thing. Not quite, I guess. That's a one-way that way. I never closed the loop on this. So what are these grass-lined one-ways? So that just gives people, say, coming from this way, which we don't have a lot of yet because we haven't built it out. That'll be our next zone that we buy. But that kind of gives them a way to loop back around this way, since that's a one-way coming here. We'll probably clean this up into more of a triangle or a roundabout later, but we'll see what kind of traffic it is supporting before we worry about it. What about the tax office? I kind of feel like it should be on this old 2-lane main street. 2, I'm wondering, is this supporting what we need to? So let's look at something a little bit out of order traffic wise. Yeah, it's in the red, but is anything really getting backed up? So the highway's not getting backed up. Our first cross street looks okay. This 4-way looks okay. That looks okay. So yeah, it's slow. It's slow here getting onto the roundabout because we've got a 90-degree turn happening right there. But although it's slow, it's not too bad. So I think we can support that and we don't have to worry about upgrading it. Like, I don't think we're going to go to a 4-lane there. I think it's fine to have that as a 2-lane. So what if we did, where will this kind of let me sit? Fire, of course. So we're going to move a bunch of people out to do this, but the way that this sits on the lot, I like that a lot, right? It's straight enough. Let's come in here onto the corner of this block. And yeah, let's make sure that's not zoned. And we don't need this immediately next to the building to be zoned. In fact, I guess it's okay to have the houses behind it. I guess it's a little odd. Maybe we tree that. Let's move these people out. That one's okay, and then we'll fill this in with some trees. Okay, what is this one? This is the courthouse, and this is a relatively big one that I feel like we should find a spot for along our main street. So what do we got here? So we could do something like that, you know, kind of tuck it in on that block. But I think it would make more sense to have it on this street, but not eating and breaking that street that's behind it. So what if we did that? Let's come back here. I want to make sure, yeah, we don't have any of those. And this we can get rid of. And that we can get rid of. I think everything behind it's okay, but these are going to end up being really small, kind of silly buildings. So maybe we can do that. And then can we connect these? It's probably going to be tight. Yeah, it's not going to let me connect that. You kind of have to come out for a little bit more space. What about snapping? Let's turn all the snapping off. See, and that works. It's a little lumpy, but it works. Let's see if it'll let me do the same thing here. No, it won't let me do that one. I don't think it's going to let me do this one. It'll connect all the way down there. Okay, that's fine. We'll hook it in with trees. There is a cut through from that side street. That's totally fine. Maybe we even put another unique on the corner here. We could even look at that. How big's Colossal Order? Is Colossal Order even going in this city? It's so big. Look at this thing. It's ginormous. Do we have a spot for it? I don't know if we do. Let's get the fountain in first and then think about that. Would the fountain fit right here? Or is that the official park? It's the official park, never mind. But I think that works. A lot of people cutting through here. I wish we could charge them some money. Look at all those people cutting through, using the park as a cut through to get to university, to get up there. Pedestrian cut-throughs should not be underestimated, especially if you have park life. You could be charging people $20 every pedestrian you see walking through there. So you can make a ton of money, but you can also reduce a ton of traffic just with a simple footpath like this. So don't forget, don't underestimate those. Colossal Order, are we doing this? I think we are, just because we're going to try and unlock everything monument-wise. So let's see. This is also going to be handling a lot of traffic. This is our two-way roads, but man, that thing is so big. It's crazy. All right, so that's all the level 3 stuff. We'll come back and look at those. What do we not have unlocked? Because you need 5 instances of public library. Okay. So we'll look at adding all those in, and maybe even look at some of the landmarks, tourism and leisure. Of course, we'll find a spot for a casino. Very important for the growth of our city. Get out of here. Get out of here, fire. Okay. Let's do a quick continuation of this neighborhood and kind of look at how we can kind of plug things in to help our residential demand in different parts of the city. Let's come back and turn our snapping back on. And I'm going to come out, say, I don't know, 12 units? Something like that. Let's do the same thing back here. And that one can be a little bit of a dead-end street up there. That's fine. Right? They can come back down this way to turn up. But let's go in maybe as far as the woods really start to thicken up there. Like that. We'll come in less on this side, and then let's kind of connect these through. Not at all what I meant to do. Freeform. No. Okay, freeform. Curved street like that. We'll come in right between those two nodes and do the same thing here. Maybe something like that. And we can connect this up. Keep building stuff that way. But we'll sort of frame out, let's see. What is this? What did I put down here? Police station right across the street from an intersection. Let's try that. And let's get a couple more streets in through here. We'll come straight with these. Yeah, there we go. And then we can kind of keep this theory going through here. Like that. And they don't have to all kind of connect all the way through. Like you could have some dead-end streets like that go through here. I don't want this connecting up to the Premier District, though. We're gonna maybe even mound this up some more, or do, I don't know, something like this. Not the satellite dish. The maybe we do like an observatory, or like the business park kind of tucked in the middle of the woods, like a big landmark. I don't know. We'll do something weird with it, but I want to keep that separation. Let's do a couple more of these. So straight tool, is that about halfway there? That's about halfway. We could do that. And this is, prime farmland, but we're going to work more on office and regular industry and all those other things. Not worry about farmland as much. We did some of it, and that's fine. We're not planting trees. We're doing roads, so we're not necessarily ruining the land. If you plant trees, it will forever make it no longer farmland, unless you have mods, which obviously we're not doing here, Plainville. So just doing some funky cut throughs here and there. Let's water real quick. All right, so we've at least got everything that we built roads for watered there. let's do the large brush. Right, is this all going to be... This is all going to be low density residential. We don't want that stuff way down there. So this is going to give us residential for days. All right, let's go in with the fill tool now and clean some of this stuff up. So like, I don't want people moving in there or on those side streets. Let's get rid of that zoning right there. Let's call it quits here for now, though. Rather than kind of rush our way through Harbor, let's tackle that on Friday's episode. So come back. We'll drop in the standard shipping harbor, which gets people into the city, and the cargo harbor as well. We'll work on getting, I don't think we can get them right on top of the industry area, at least where it is now. So maybe we'll look at a new industry area if we can connect it, or hooking up some highway roads or train tracks between the harbor and the industry area that we have to better enable that to get stuff and goods in and out of the city. So check back Friday for that. If you enjoyed today's video, and hopefully you did, stay tuned this long. Likes, comments, shares, they all help the channel a lot and they are so greatly appreciated. Subscribe if you're new, hit the bell to get notifications for updates in this and other series. And if you'd like to support the channel, links to that and lots of other things in the description down below. Until the next one, when we'll tackle the harbors and shipping on Friday. Hope you have a good week. See you then. Until then, Move the Mouse, signing off.